I know you're all going crazy with the boringness of my videos, so I'm going to try to Snapchat it up a little bit and make this slightly more interesting. But I can only talk in about 30-second increments, so that's a little bit hard to do. Plus, the orientation is portrait, and I need it to be landscape for my videos. So that's a problem as well. So we'll just have to see how it goes, but you may see some black bars on either side of your screen. Sorry about that.
So this week was the start of teaching week, really, although school starts next week. So we had a new teacher orientation on Monday that I was at. And of course, being board chair this year, I had to give a little bit of an intro talk on that.
And then on Wednesday, we had the big back-to-school kickoff, which was abbreviated this year because of all the construction. But if you'd like to see an outtake of the videos, including an outtake that has me doing Hamilton, you can watch that now.
Hey Tim, we should stop and pick up Janice.
Hey, there she is.
Hey, oh, okay, there's Janice. Oh, Larry too. Oh, yes, we're all headed to back to school.
Have a ride?
Please.
Let's go back to
We just
school.
happen to have two seats here for you. What are the chances? Awesome. All right. Everybody buckled?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have their travel buddy?
You're right.
All right. Here we go. Next stop, back to school night. Yay.
Hey, we get to see the staff and congratulate them on a great year.
Woohoo!
Best
Well,
staff.
Congratulate them on a great year coming up. That makes sense.
You know what Larry and I were just doing? We just went on a tour of the facilities.
You went on a tour? Wow.
Dunaway, Patton,
High school, the tech
I
center.
can't believe everything that's been done.
That
And they
sounds
said
awesome.
It's going to be ready the 28th.
Wow.
The teachers. Man, those teachers are going to have a lot of work moving back in. I'm just really impressed.
They did a great job getting ready for the construction workers.
I know,
when they
I
moved.
know. It's
Moving
just,
out and then moving back.
The new classrooms look spectacular.
They really do.
Don't they though?
okay,
really
we really love our teachers.
We do.
Yeah.
We really love our
We
teachers.
really love our teachers.
Our teachers are awesome. We love them. We love them. We love them. And where they go, we'll follow. We'll follow. We'll follow.
Godzilla.
In the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean, by providence impoverished and squalid, grow up to be a hero and a scholar. The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder.
Okay, those were both put up on the district website, but I'm not going to give you the address. You can only watch them here. We also had a partners meeting this week where we went over some of the buyout of the practice plans for when I leave. And earlier today, I took the remains of the swing set down, so our backyard is now devoid of any kind of recreational activity for.
Did anybody notice that last week Randy and I posted our bullet points probably 2 minutes apart? I thought that was pretty amazing. Randy beat me to the bullet points this week, so good job, Randy. And hope you're cooler by the time you get this and got some fans.
We're not making an official announcement yet, but you guys are going to be privy to a little bit of some inside information. We'll make an official announcement around our birthday next month, but it looks like Gisborne is where we're going to be living next year and onward. So we've been doing a little more concrete planning about actually things we need to do to move to the east coast of New Zealand. I guess that's mostly it for now. A few more extras though here at the end in case you're interested. I've been putting some videos together for later publication to the OR2NZ website detailing stuff about my office. And so I'll put the first two videos. The first one you may want to skip, it's on the Eclipse. The second one's on room 11, but this is part of what those will look like.
So remember, that site is or2nz.com. And that's all for this week. Hi to Ali and Evan and Karen and Sarah and all the people out there on Vlogland. And catch you next week. Have a great time. So this is video number 1 of my New Zealand videos. And it's Eclipse Day, which I figured would be a momentous day to start it. I'm just walking back to work in the afternoon after having watched eclipse in the morning. I set up a lot and tried to practice a lot for it. I had about 6 different cameras going. The really important one that I wanted, the big camera, worked and it didn't work. So right now you can see various shots of the sun as the moon became more and more eclipsed onto it. That's really horrible phrasing, but that worked okay because I had a solar filter. The problem was I didn't take the solar filter off. So there's this video of the sun getting closer and closer to totality, and right there at a black spot, that's where I should have taken the filter off, and I didn't. So the corona, all the really cool, beautiful shots were ruined. If you want, this is a shot that Becca, my daughter, took with a much lower lens camera, and see how cool that is. So I can only imagine how cool it would have been if I'd had the real shot. So, oh well. But you can see the sun, you saw the sun getting progressively smaller, and a few more shots as it gets progressively larger. Back in the parking lot, I took some photos from right about here, in this area. The idea was to have the pond in the background and show the sun up there and kind of do a composite. But those actually didn't turn out so well either. I still may try that. But you can see a time lapse, at least from what that looked like. I had another small GoPro down here in the pond, just sort of a pond level view, which is okay. I'll show you the time lapse now. You can see it does a good job of showing the surroundings. It doesn't really get a good view of how incredible it all looks when it's actually happening. Most of the time though, we were up on the roof, and we had a group of people, including Jessica, who works there, and her family, my family and kids. So we were up there, up on the roof watching. That's where we had the cameras and stuff. Here's a shot from the roof of all of us kind of gathered around with totality happening. And then let's see, what other shots do I have? We had some drone. I took the drone up, and here's how it looked at the moment of totality with the drone. And then panning down, the one cool thing there you can see is there are a lot of all the street lights are on and everything, and then they sort of came off as the sun came back. So those were most of the shots. I did do I put a little headset on for a non-time lapse, just kind of my own viewpoint walking around. So I did do that, and I'll show you some little footage now, I guess.
Because it's a lot more.
No, just various shots of what it looked like from a Scott's eye view kind of thing. And so anyways, it was pretty amazing to see. It was a little bit of a bust from my media standpoint on things, but actually just being there directly looking at the sun and everything else was actually pretty cool. So I figured that's a good first video to have in this series showing some of the eclipse stuff. So I'll do more videos in the future, but this one is our starter one, eclipse. All right. Hey, it's Saturday. It's Labor Day weekend, and I'm on call. Yay! So I thought this would be a good time to add another video to the collection. I rode my bike over because it's hot out and I want to leave the cars in the garage. But we're going to take a tour. At some point, the videos, documenting my time here at West Hills. I'll show all the areas I lived in here. We're going to start with room 11. So this is my pod here on the north side. And my rooms are 11, 12, and 13, and that's where I spend most of my time. At some point we got a little surfer sticker here, so pretty cool, huh? So this is room 11. This is my sort of airplane theme room. When we moved over from the old office, I took all my airplane paraphernalia and put it in here. So this is a bunch of rules and regulations, probably way outdated. I have a private pilot's license. I used to do a lot more flying when I first got to town, but I don't do a lot of flying anymore. But I still enjoy aircraft and flying, so there you go. This, I bought at Turkey Rama probably 12 years ago. It's held up okay. Occasionally the wings need dusting, as you can see. Linda's actually pretty good about keeping track of that. The reason it's hanging here in the middle of the room is this is the one place where kids can't crawl up on something and fall trying to reach it. So they will occasionally jump up and grab it, and it's come down a couple times, but it's, knock on wood, survived. So over here is some artwork. Sorry about my reflection. This is Put-in-Bay. It is a island in Ohio off Lake Erie, where my wife is from. We have that poster, and then there's the other big Put-in-Bay poster here. So this is one of the islands just off the coast of Sandusky in Ohio. And so there was an old tri-motor airline service that went. So this is Perry's Monument in Put-in-Bay Island, I think, in Lake Erie. So there's a big one out there, but then I have the smaller one in here because it's got that tri-motor airplane again. My brother used to work for Senator John Glenn, and so he was kind of got some astronaut stuff. So this is a crew of a space shuttle on one of their missions. These are our actual autographs from those people. So again, aviation theme, I put that in the room. And of course, McMinnville, Spruce Goose. This is an artist's rendition, obviously, of when the Spruce Goose took off. And to round it off, I've got some airplane stamps. So that's why I call this the airplane room. I also have up in the closet, although I think I've gotten rid of some airplane models. Some biplane there, 747, extended, Spirit of St. Louis, smaller airplane, and a wee smaller airplane still. So that's the airplane room. I also have a heart, apparently, in the room, a shoulder. I think there's a shoulder in this room and a knee in the other room. Good for, showing people, hey look, a torn rotator cuff. And I guess I've got a partial knee right here. So that is the basics of room 11. We will end with the flapping airplane, because we all know that's how planes fly.